Hey you guys, it's me Adam here with another video. I know I've been gone a minute, but I'm back with some information. So I did a thing. So y'all, I took my first travel assignment. I know. Completely out of my character, spontaneous. Like, I can't even believe that I did it, and I'm back. Like, that's one reason why I ain't been on in a while. So, like, I know, y'all tripping. I'm tripping too. So okay. So the new year came in, and like, I was like seeing all these like travel assignments pop up that were paying like all this money, and I was just like, are you serious? So why did I take this travel assignment? So basically the money was like ridiculous. I was like, are you serious? Like, for me to go and do this and y'all finna pay me this? Yeah. Run me my money, run me all my coins. Like, so it's crazy. So that's why I took the travel assignment. Where did I go? So I went to, the travel assignment was in Iowa. Those of you guys who follow me on Instagram saw me posting like very odd pictures in Iowa, like Instagram stories in Iowa. You probably like, why are you in Iowa? Yeah, that's why I was in Iowa. I was on a travel assignment. So I was there for almost 6 weeks. So the original assignment was only for 2 weeks, which was perfect. Because I was off of my staff job for like at least maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I had to go back again. So I was like actively, like, when I started seeing all these contracts come up that were only for 2 weeks, I was like, man, I could go and do this and like be back in time to work my staff job. So I originally took the assignment that was only supposed to be for 2 weeks. So into the first week, they were like, do you want to extend? And I was just like, yes. So I had to make a decision. Because I had to be back at my staff job. So I had to make a decision to call out. First time I called out, y'all, no lie, 13 years. Have never called out. Don't advocate for calling out, but you know what? I had to go where the money resides. So after that second extension, they was like, do you want to extend again? I was just like, oh my gosh. And I said yes. I said yes, like, yes. So I extended to, I was there for a total of 6 weeks. So unfortunately, I quit my staff job. The hospital that I've been at for almost 3 years, I quit. Turned in my 2 weeks notice, but I left with, under good standing. I left in with the intention to possibly return at a later date. So I have that option too, but it just really came down to the money, you guys. And it's like, you know what, like, and also, you guys know that I have not been very happy with my staff job here lately. I made video, you guys know that I've just been feeling very displaced and very used and just very unhappy with my staff job, especially in all of the danger that I was putting myself into for literally pennies. So I was like, you know what? I got you. I'm going where the money resides. So I want to answer a few questions. So what have I learned? If you had have told me a year ago that I would have been in Iowa in the dead of winter on a travel assignment, I would have laughed at you and told you to get out of my house, because you would have been lying. And some people that lie, my mom used to always say, if you lie, you'll steal, and if you steal, you'll kill. And I ain't trying to be murdered. So if you would have told me this stuff a year ago, I would have said, you lying, get out of my house. I'm not entertaining those bad and negative vibes in my home because you lying. If you had told me that I was gonna take a travel assignment and end up in Iowa a year ago, I would have, it was just crazy. And it was the most spontaneous thing I've ever done. So this is how it went down. A specific assignment pops up on Instagram, which was perfect. 2 weeks. They were paying for paying for a hotel. They were paying, well, that's all, just for a hotel. And all I had to do was get there for 2 weeks. And for the amount of money they were paying, I was like, absolutely. So less than 2 days later, you guys, I was in Iowa. The next day, I booked a flight out. It was in Iowa for 6 weeks. So the contract I was on, so let me clear a couple things up. The name of this video is gonna be like what I learned. So I learned a lot. Like I had to learn a lot, and I had to learn a lot very fast because, mind you, this is the first time I've ever traveled. So I didn't have enough time to really research and really do my homework. So I had to do it while I was on my travel assignment. So the assignment while I was on was a crisis assignment. So you have crisis and you have just regular travel assignments. Crisis assignments are typically when the government or state gives money to hospitals and healthcare facilities for them to hire in help. Mind you, that's the difference, and that's why these crisis assignments that you guys are seeing pop up are paying insane amounts of money versus just regular travel assignments. Granted, even the travel assignments rates are looking pretty good as well, but this is because the hospitals are paying travel agencies to bring in staff versus the crisis assignments is government agencies paying you. So I was being paid through a travel agency, but that travel agency was being paid by the state of Iowa. So let's talk about pay, stipends. So I'm about to get into some tax talk. Y'all, like this is something I really had to learn. And I was on assignment with a lot of other like travelers that were avid travelers. So a lot of this I had to learn from them. So now my travel assignment was none of these things were stipends. I got paid an hourly rate, and that's how I got paid. Now with travel assignments, you will get paid an hourly rate and you get paid in stipends. So this gets very detailed. It gets very detailed. So I'm not gonna bore you with these things, but I'm going to say something else. All money ain't good money. And that's something that I kept seeing when I'm researching my next assignment. All money is not good money. What does that mean? You have to really look at the details of your assignment. My best friend, she's on a travel assignment. Like all of my nurse friends are on travel assignments right now. So my nurse friend was looking at an assignment in California, right? So the money, now one thing that travel agencies do, they put out this big weekly gross amount that kind of gets your attention. You know, it could be $10,000, $8,000, $7,000. But what you have to do is you have to factor out what you would call expenses out of that money, okay? So let's say you have a particularly California. So my bestie, her original contract was going to be in California, which I'm glad she didn't take it. So she was going to be making I think it was maybe $5,000 a week. Sounds good, right? Mind you, $5,000 a week, that entire amount was going to be taxed, okay? So some travel agencies will offer you a taxable amount, which is kind of low sometimes, like maybe $50 an hour, $45 an hour, which is not low, but it's that's not gonna, well, for me anyway, it's not gonna get me to move, So, but then they pay you in stipends that are not taxed. So her assignment was $5,000, the entire amount was gonna be taxed, which means taxes were gonna eat her up, okay? Not to mention, California has state tax and they have federal tax. So you're gonna be taxed twice. Number two, she did not fund housing in there. California housing is crazy. So after we got all said and done about her take home, she was gonna be taking home probably less than $2,000 or maybe just over $2,000 a month. $2,000 a week, which is not enough to move on. So you have to do your math when you take these travel assignments. Watch more videos, do your research, and really see about, and then also too, you have to factor how many hours a week do you have to work to get home that amount. You know, let's say you have a $5,000 a week assignment and a $5,000 a week assignment. This $5,000 a week assignment, you have to work 60 hours a week to get 5,000 versus you only have to work 36 or maybe 48 hours for this 5,000. So do you see how things can average out? There is a company out there, I'm not gonna say their name, but they were advertising a humongous amount a week. But when you look at how much you're gonna be, how many hours a week you had to work, I was just like, I can't do that. Like they were talking about, now the weekly average was awesome, like 10 plus K a week, but you had to work 72 hours a week. Now, I don't know about nobody else, but at my staff job, I wouldn't even I was wore out at 36, 48 hours a week, let alone, but y'all talking about 72 hours a week? Y'all can chill on that. That's like, no, that's too much. That's too much. So like I said, all money ain't good money. Now, I was looking at this group once upon a time this agency once upon a time because they were talking about only 2 weeks assignments. Now, I could bust out 72 hours a week for 2 weeks, but now they moved it up to 4 weeks. I'm not doing that. All money ain't good money. Y'all not killing me to make these coins. Okay, so let's talk about some cons to this assignment. So for one thing, the travel assignment was very spontaneous. I had less than 2 days to get my stuff together. And that's typical with crisis assignments. You really don't have a lot of time to get your stuff together, so you gotta be ready to go. Now, if you were dealing with a regular travel assignment, you probably had a couple weeks, few weeks before you actually had to go. So you really had enough time to really get your things in order. Unfortunately, I did not. But then again, I got a boyfriend, but I don't have any children. Only thing I had to really worry about was my plants. You know, I've become a plant mom. So my dude came over and watered my plants for me while I was gone. So my biggest problem, around the 3rd week, I started to get really homesick. I started to get really homesick. I really was missing my house. I was missing being in my own bed. I was missing my couch. And I was missing my dude. So that was something that really kind of hit me around about the 3rd week. I was just like, oh, I really want to go home. Routine. I was out of my routine. I am a creature of habit. I'm a creature of routine. I have my routine when I wake up in the morning, and I have my routine when I go to bed at night. So that's all thrown off when you travel, because I wasn't even on a consistent shift. They had me on day shift 1 week, night shift the next, which kind of really threw my routine off. But you kind of have to be open and flexible. Also, I didn't know the area. I'm in Iowa. I don't know anybody in Iowa. I ain't even thought about Iowa. Only thing I knew about Iowa was the Iowa caucus, and that shit's over with. So it's like I had no clue. I was just like, what in the world? Like, I didn't know my surroundings. And also, now you guys know I'm in Tennessee. So we were in blistering cold climates in Iowa. The snow was up to here, which is, now that you guys know that snow has made it to Tennessee, which is why I'm all in my get up, because I'm about to go out and try to tackle this snow and this ice. But in Iowa, I was completely out of my climate, out of my element. So you not really knowing your surroundings, not really knowing a lot of things, not a lot of things that the locals will know. Now, it was really fun if you're on vacation in new areas. It's like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. I'm on vacation, but see, I wasn't on vacation. I was here to work. So there were a lot of things that I didn't know that I should have known locally. The hospital that I was at, how can I say? The people were as nice as I could expect them to be. You know, I can't say any more than that. I'm from the South. So we're number one in hospitality and being hospitable. These people, I mean, they would speak to you, but they not gonna be overly nice. Initially, I took that as rudeness and offensive. But as I was there, I just kind of figured out, that's just how these people operate. And I'm in the North, you know, I'm not in the South. This video's already run over 15 minutes, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just had to tell you guys about that. If you guys have any questions, holler at me in my comments. Like this video, share this video. Follow me on Instagram at adamdashawn. I'll put all that information down below. And hit me up, and I'll be making a video later about how my master's degree is going. Peace in the Middle East. Bye.